So it's been a good 8 years since I've worked on a roof, and the last time actually was in Normandy when I was building a house there, and it was a slate roof, not a tiled roof. It was also brand new, so in a lot of respects, it was much easier to deal with because you weren't having to pick out old rafters and replace and everything else. There was nothing there, so we could just create the roof construction and um, put the membrane on and batten it and do the slates. And the slates in France, they use a thing called a crochet, which is like a little hook that gets attached onto the batten, and then it just hangs, and the slate sits into the crochet, and where you meet a rafter, the crochet's got a little sort of end to it, like a nail end. So you then sort of nail that in. It's quite an interesting process. Quite enjoyed doing that, the slate roof. Anyway, getting back to this one, because it's been quite a while, and obviously my 8 years takes a toll on you anyway, as far as age and everything else is concerned. Um, so you need a bit of time just to get into the swing of things, get into the rhythm of what you're doing. Um, it's a bit like that when I first started clearing the house out. The first day, I was a bit sort of lost. I just seemed overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that was there. But after the first day, I'd sort of, right, I know what I'm doing now. And it's the same with the roofing, really. It was trying to organise what was going to need replacing, what was going to be the best part section to begin with, the front of the roof, or the front roof, or the rear roof of the house. I chose the rear because the largest profile is the rear, and I thought if I can get that one out of the way, and I can sort of, if there's anything I've forgotten how to do or whatever, or any mistakes I make, they can be kind of hidden on the rear roof. And then by the time I get to the front roof, it should be all pucker and nickel, as the French say. So I've sped up the video, obviously. I take hours and hours and hours of video. And the sort of basic video editing thing I've got is a bit of a pain in the ass, because I think the computer struggles to download everything and then turn it into a video, and then you have to then download that video again to put it onto YouTube. And I spent one evening this week, I spent about 4 hours desperately trying to download something which ultimately didn't download 2 times. So it was taking about an hour and a half to download. It got near to the end, and then it suddenly exclaimed that one of the files was bad and it wasn't going to finish downloading. So I changed the file, redid it, another hour and a half, and the exactly same thing happened again. So it's a bit that's probably more frustrating than the actual renovation work, is faffing about trying to put these videos, get the videos into some sort of order so that it kind of makes sense. Because obviously there'll be people that are watching this that don't know the building trades and that. So to try and make it that it looks interesting enough, obviously I'm speaking through it to try and explain what's going on, but also if there's some sort of order they can put it in. But I lost so much time the other night, it was sort of very frustrating. Anyway, back to this video. The weather's thus far has been kind. It's threatened rain, but it hasn't rained as yet. Invariably it's going to. So it's the idea is that the tarpaulin is always there. It can always quickly drape down over the area if we do get a heavy shower. If there's a light shower, I'll probably just crack on with it. But if there's a heavy shower, I just want to quickly get that tarpaulin over the roof that's exposed. There's nothing really much in the house that's going to get damaged by it, but it's just, I think it's poor practice if you just leave the whole thing open. The French guy that offered to help me, which I haven't actually haven't seen since, um, but he was like, yeah, we'll take everything off. We'll take all the tiles will come off, and then we'll take all the sections of they call them chevron rafters, take those off, and then we'll replace them, and then we'll look to start putting on the membrane and da da da. And I was thinking, well, that's not going to work because it's a big old roof, and I don't really want to strip the whole roof off and hope that you're going to have 3 weeks solid where there's absolutely no chance of rain. The best thing is open it up in with things like this, open it up in sections and then close it back up. So this is kind of what I'm doing here. Cut the battens to go around the veluxes, or the openings for the veluxes are there. I'll leave the membrane in place so that, again, if it does rain, the membrane's already there, rather than cutting out straight away for the velux, and the veluxes will go in later once a chunk of the tiling's been put into place. There's currently sort of one velux to the left hand side there, on the opening for, and there'll be another one a little bit further up, slightly to the right, which will be for one of the bedrooms, or the staircase and bedroom on the first floor. So, and then to the left in the picture that you can't see, where the tiles currently are, there's going to be another one there, and another one slightly higher up. So here we are now, got enough batten in place just to have a bit of a go at seeing what these tiles are like for resitting. I only found, with the tiles I've taken off so far, I've only found one tile that's actually been nailed on. Ordinarily, when we're doing this in the UK, you normally nail sort of every fifth or sixth tile. So the French haven't bothered doing every fifth tile. Maybe they have, and it's not showing up as yet. The nails have rusted through, or they just decided. They're a particular tile. They're a lovely tile, but there's lots of different sizes and shapes and forms, and it's how on earth it's all going to come together. So it's like I said before, it's going to remain a character roof because um, they're not engineered. They're not engineered tiles, so it's going to have a little bit of charm to it, which is quite nice. And hopefully, we won't be too many short. And if we are, I shall be borrowing some from the barn and then looking to sort the barn out at a later stage. So nice to see some of the tiles going down. Hopefully my knees are going to hold up. My right knee in particular is a bit of a problem. I might start wearing pads on the knees because there's lots and lots of sort of kneeling on the battens here to do the works, to nail up the batten, and also to put the tiles in place and all the rest of it. So it's at the age of 61, it's not the easiest thing to be doing. To be honest with you, I'm a ground worker by trade, not a roof worker. Anyway, I digress. I hope you found this video enjoyable. I hope you find it interesting. Obviously, there'll be more coming along shortly. And as ever, thanks ever so much for all your kind comments and support. And it's overwhelming how nice people are willing me on to get this project finished. Anyway, thanks, and I'll see you soon.